So I'm finally done with my third semester of college, so this will probably be the last time you see this setting for a little while, but I finally got the chance to see Lady Bird, and I know I'm a little late on this one, but this movie has been getting crazy amounts of critic success. And I'm like, the trailer really didn't tickle my fancy a whole lot, except for like the little beginning part of the trailer. I thought that was actually kind of funny. So, I mean, the main reason why I went to see this is just because it's at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with 191 reviews as of right now, and it's still at 100%, which is record-breaking for Rotten Tomatoes. So, I just felt like I had to see this movie. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy good. So I was like, is Lady Bird worthy of all that success? Well, let's find out. So basically what Lady Bird is about this girl and her life. I mean, she likes to go by Lady Bird instead of her birth given name. And the rest of her life includes she doesn't have the greatest relationship with her mom, gets along a lot better with her dad, doesn't have the greatest financial situation overall. Then she goes to a Catholic private school, but doesn't really care for it a whole lot. And she's in her senior year of high school, so she's looking at colleges and doesn't want to deal with the whole Catholic thing. And then she has boy troubles. And so it seems like what a lot of people like about this movie is just how relatable it is. Like everybody, just about everybody can grab onto something that they can relate to. And I found stuff to be relatable too, because like I went to a Christian private school all my life. And so, yeah, of course, I found some stuff to be relatable, but not as much as I really expected. And so overall, I thought this movie was okay. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad, it was just okay. And so I found it a little disappointing just because of how much praise this movie has been getting. I mean, it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with 191 reviews, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy, record-breaking. So, I mean, like, honestly, this movie kind of reminded me of Moonlight in such the way it's about this person's life. Granted, Moonlight's told in a little bit different way, but granted, that had a lot of critic praise and won Best Picture. I mean, last year. I mean, that's crazy. That's great success. Yet, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I went and watched it afterwards and I'm like, yeah, no, not really, not for me. And even one of the people in the audience for Moonlight was just like, oh, thank God, when it ended. And I'm like, I kind of felt the same way. I mean, I didn't feel that way during this movie, but it just kind of reminded me of it just because high critic praise, disappointing. I mean, at least for me. I mean, like I said, you guys may have a lot better expectations and actually grabbing onto something from this movie to pull you through the entire movie and make you love it. You may absolutely love the crap out of this movie because of the relatability or anything of this movie. It's a very good possibility. Like, it's just my opinion. Please don't take it to heart or anything like that. Oh, you just hurt my soul because I didn't like this movie. Don't be like that, God, please. But, I mean, like, for me, the comedy of this movie, it's very dry. I knew that walking into it, but the dry comedy of it all really didn't work a whole lot for me. Like, I laughed, like, a handful of times, but so it worked sometimes, but most of the time, not really, and that's a big part of this movie. And then the drama of this movie is also an additional thing. And like at first of this movie, I found it kind of boring, to be honest. But then there's a change for the character where the drama starts paying off a little bit and it just becomes a little bit more interesting as a whole. And so the drama, like, it's to the point where you start feeling for some characters, and then there's like, some scenes actually feel kind of awkward or uncomfortable, because not in a bad way, by the way. It's just the fact that like, ooh, did she just say that? Ooh, man, that's some dicey stuff right there. And so it's just kind of that. It's like, it's a good thing to have in your movie when you're trying to go for that type of thing. And it does pull that off in some type of way. However, then there's some weird transitions what I just thought was kind of just stuck out to me, because there's like people like dancing, loving this song, singing to it for about 5 seconds, and then it moves on to something else. I'm just like, why was that even in the movie? Like, why did that 5 seconds have to be in the movie? And it happens a couple times, which I just find kind of weird. Like, that's a weird transition. And then there's this one scene, what seems kind of important to the movie at the time, at very least, where something happens and you're just like, whoa, wait, is that what I just saw? Like, that happened super quickly. And granted, it is what you think it is. It's just like, wow, that happened super quickly. It's just something that kind of catches you off guard a little bit. So there's also that. I mean, granted, the mom, at first I was just like, man, who are you? Like, you just look familiar. Like, your voice sounds familiar. You look familiar. Who are you? I looked up afterwards, and she's the sister from Roseanne. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm like, man, it's been a while since I've seen you in anything. So, I mean, I thought she was good in the movie and everything. However, my favorite character in this movie was easily the dad. I don't know. Like, every time I saw him on screen, I was just like, I like you. And your character, it just interests me. He's not a whole lot of screen time, but every time he's in on it, it makes the movie better, in my opinion. He's my favorite part. And it's just, I don't know. Like, I miss the movie magic of this movie. I didn't find a whole lot of stuff to be related to. Like, it's just, there's just little bits here and there. And so I feel like that's what kind of disappointed me in the movie. Maybe I was supposed to grab onto something that I should have. I don't know. But I mean, like, it kind of reminded me of the Edge of 17 movie, but just because it's about this girl's life and her growing up and just almost an adult and everything like that. And it kind of feels like that type of movie. So if you enjoyed Edge of 17, you may like this movie. Granted, I think Edge of 17 is a little bit better in my personal opinion. However, I mean, obviously a lot of other people disagree with me. So overall, I don't know. This movie, I was walking in not with the highest expectations, mainly because of the trailer, but overall, I walked out disappointed. And so for me, I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 9, and I would give it worth no ticket price. However, just because of the high praise and critics loving it, audiences enjoying it for the most part, I'm going to give it a matinee ticket price. And so, I mean, like I said, my own opinion, it's just, you may love this movie, may latch onto something, but it wasn't there for me. It wasn't. I wish it was. I really wish it was. I was thinking maybe this could be on my top 10 list, but no, not anywhere close. And so it's a little disappointing, but whatsoever, what can you do? You know, it's just a movie. But I hope you all enjoyed this, and please don't bash on me if you enjoyed this movie. I mean, I'm really glad if you enjoyed this movie. I really am. I love it whenever somebody loves, like, a really crappy movie. I mean, like, that's cool. If you can find enjoyment, good on you. Really, seriously. So, thank you all very much for watching this. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more content like this. And remember, no movie is a perfect 10 out of 10. God bless you all.